All right, guys, welcome back. So, this guy's getting glued up. I printed out a bunch of these mag holders for this rotor here. I figured I'd print them out in white because it would make a nice contrast. And there's been some questions on whether this is actually going to work or not. Um, I don't see that it wouldn't work, but it may not. It may really depend on, first of all, how strong these magnets are, how far away they're going to be from the coil, what type of coil I'm going to use, whether it's an air core or an iron core. And of course, we can test out all of that. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to connect the magnet holders, these guys here, to the inside of this. I think I can, yeah, I'm not really sure. The only way I can think of this would be permanently by glue, and I really don't want to do that. And I can't really use a screw because there's not enough space on this. I didn't think that through when I was designing it. And so I'm talking out loud here, trying to figure out how to do it. Maybe if I print out some sort of uh, a wedge type thing where this will slide into it and lock. You know what I mean? Slide in like that. Yeah, that might work. It's going to take a little more effort. And then if I do that, it's going to have to be really, really thin because I want this to be right here, as close to the edge of this as I can. So in order for that, all right, so then I would have to make something that would be permanent here, which would be glued, would be like a little half disc and also up top, and then something behind it that I could slide in. Yeah, I think that'll work. See, that's why I like talking out loud to you guys, because sometimes I come up with ideas when I do that. Anyway, I'm going to continue gluing this stuff together. I ordered, and I'm going to pick that up right now, this stuff called it's not a regular Bondo, it's a spot welding Bondo. So it's a different type of Bondo, because what I need to do is I need to Bondo some of these areas because I didn't glue. One of these I glued perfectly. The other one you can see has got, I didn't do it right. So I'm printing out some internal sleeves to go inside here. And I also ordered this special resin that works with 3D printers. So I can paint the resin on, slide the sleeve down inside there, and the sleeve is only big enough to fit halfway between these two here, which would then kind of just add strength. I just want to add strength to this because here's the wire that I'm going to use. It is 20 gauge, right? 20 gauge wire. So it's not super big, but it's big enough where if I put too much pressure on this, it might crack it or it might mess it up. Anyway, yeah, I need to bring this back in and design a piece that goes here and then a piece that goes behind it where I could slide it in like that. And then locking it in place is not a big deal. All right. If you guys got any better suggestions for the way I should put this in there, or G-Law, you can't tell me something like that, my dear friend, and not give me an explanation because I trust your opinion too much. Tell me why you think it might not work, because maybe we can address it early to get it to work. I'm thinking if I do it like this, I can get the magnet closer to the coil, but then the flux is spread out. If I do it like this, the flux is more condensed. And if I take my magnet paper and put it on there, you can kind of see where the flux is really powerful on the edges here. And then if I turn it over like this, I don't know if you guys can see that, but if I turn it over like this, it doesn't have that shiny border that it does when I do it like this. See what I'm saying? I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but I think I'm going to try it like this. Of course, if I do it like this and I glue those pieces in there so it can slide in, I won't be able to turn it around. I'd have to break the pieces off. So I'm going to have to make a decision up front which way I want to go. I think I want to go this way because I think the flux is more condensed, if you will. And I'm not sure what grade these magnets are. I didn't get them from my normal magnet supplier, K&J magnets or whatever it is. I got these from Amazon, and I don't think they're like N42s. They're nice and powerful, but I don't think, I mean, they're not that powerful because they are really thin. So if anything, it may not work because the magnets aren't powerful enough. But there's only one way to find out, and that's to build it. Stay tuned. So quick little mock-up. This is what it would kind of look like, but all the way around. And these would actually be closer together because there's one spot and there's the other spot. And I measured it out on the computer and then printed it out and then laid it on top of this. Obviously, it's not going to be super accurate the way my 3D printed rotors are, because that's done again in the slicer program or in the CAD program, so it's pretty precise. This is going to be a little bit more janky like some of my earlier stuff, but I think it's going to work. It's going to look cool anyway. Stay tuned.